Nintendo, I got a damn bone to pick with you.
Skip it up and that up.
Now, first and foremost, I want to make it abundantly clear this is not a hate Super Mario Run video. As a matter of fact, I got the game today. I actually spent the $10 on it, and it's addictive as hell. I'm actually shocked at how much I'm enjoying it. It's not just a endless runner with the Super Mario IP just slapped on it like a veneer. It really feels like a fleshed out Super Mario platformer like you would get on the 3DS or on the Wii U or something like that. Yes, okay, of course, you know, you're running in one direction, and it's not the same game that you would get on your 3DS, but they found a way to, you could sit there with one hand, play the game, and it has a lot of depth to it. Like, I've been playing Toad Rally, where you play asynchronous against other players, like real-life players, and it's addictive, man. It's really competitive. You got to try to get more coins than another real-life player's ghost, and if you don't, you lose. If you do, you win. It's really, really good. I'm amazed at how good it is. I thought it was going to be a cheap cash-in by Nintendo, and I'm glad I was wrong because it's great. I hope to see more games like this from Nintendo on iOS and Android. So I just want to make that clear. I'm not just going to hate on Super Mario Run because I really like the game a lot, but I think a feature that Nintendo implemented into it, the DRM they implemented into it, is fucking stupid, and I'll explain why. So I was actually going to do a news story on this and make a video about it, but I decided not to because I'm tired of always sounding like a negative Nelly, and I was like, Rich, why don't you be objective about this and see how bad it really is? Maybe it's not that big of a deal. What am I talking about? Super Mario Run requires you to be online all the time to play the game. If you do not have an internet connection, whether it be through 3G or 4G or Wi-Fi on your iPhone, you can't play the game. When I first heard about that, I was really pissed off. And Shigeru Miyamoto actually explained why Nintendo did this, and this is what he had to say about it. For us, we view our software as being a very important asset for us, and also for consumers who are purchasing the game. We want to make sure that we're able to offer it to them in a way that the software is secure and that they're able to play it in a stable environment. We wanted to be able to leverage the network connection with all three of the Super Mario Run modes to keep all the modes functioning together and offering the game in a way that keeps the software secure. This is something that we want to continue to work on as we continue to develop the game. And he was actually being interviewed by Mashable, and Mashable asked him this: just to be clear, when you say security, you mean the risk of piracy, right? And Shigeru Miyamoto replied, that's correct. It was funny until Mashable asked him, he actually kind of beat around the bush, like, oh yeah, security stable. Mashable's like, you mean you don't want people to pirate the game? And Shigeru Miyamoto was like, yeah, you're right. That's what we really meant. We want to make sure we make as much money as possible, and people can't just jack our fucking game. Sorry. So, Rich, what is the big deal about this? Why are you up in arms about DRM and Super Mario Run? Why are you always Review Rage USA? You're always ranting and bitching. I bet you just do this to get views. Well, no. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I actually held my tongue on this and wanted to see how bad the DRM is. And literally today, the day the game came out, the DRM already got in my goddamn way. It already stopped me from playing Super Mario Run, and it pissed me the hell off. So what do I mean? Well, where I live, cellular connection, cellular data is all over the place. It's spotty. Some places you'll have full 4G LTE, and you could walk 5 feet, and then you'll have no fucking signal at all. So I was going to pick up kids from the bus today, and I drove down there, and I'm like thinking, man, this is perfect. I got 5 or 10 minutes on my hands waiting for them. I'll play Super Mario Run. Now, where I waited for them for the bus, there was no signal. I didn't notice that, but there was no cell phone signal. So I go to open the game. Nintendo or the game tells me, no, you can't run the game. You don't have a data connection. Sorry. That's like the perfect spot to play Super Mario Run. I was just like, are you kidding? Oh my God, this is going to kill the game for me. And the thing is too, where I live, okay, during the winter, if there's a bad snowstorm or something, my internet may go out. And again, even in my house, my connection to cellular data is spotty. Some parts of the house I'll get 4G, other parts I won't get a connection at all. So when I don't have Wi-Fi, sometimes I'm screwed. And that would be like the perfect game if it's like a shitty day out and you don't have internet, and sometimes the power stays on and the internet goes out. That would be a great time to play a game like Super Mario Run. Guess what? You can't play it. Because if you don't have internet and you don't have a data connection through your wireless carrier, you're shit out of luck. This is why I hate DRM. And you would think companies like Nintendo and Ubisoft would learn. Ubisoft tried to do this back in the day with Assassin's Creed. They tried to do this already. Ask them how their constant internet connection worked out. People hated it. They ripped them a new asshole, and finally Ubisoft conceded and got rid of it. DRM, all it does, and look, I am totally against piracy, but all piracy or all DRM does is incentivize people to try to crack your game more and pirate it anyway. Even like the toughest DRM that's out there, man, has always been cracked. Someone always figures out a way to circumvent it, and they get the game pirated anyway. And you doing this, Nintendo, I'm sure is going to piss people off like me who just want to play your damn game, who bought it. I bought your game for $10. I paid the full price for it, and I can't in certain places. What happens if I'm on an airplane and have no Wi-Fi? What happens if there's a billion? I just explained reasons. There's a billion different reasons why you may not have an internet connection, and that's the World Tour mode is a perfect game to play. It's a single player mode where you shouldn't have to need an internet connection. And there, like I said, there's a billion different reasons you wouldn't have one. Now I can't play your game I just spent $10 on. That's a pretty expensive game to download on iOS, and I know it's coming to Android later on. That's a really expensive app, man. And you're telling me that I'm going to be limited if I don't have a data connection? I'm going to be punished because of the few people out there that may have pirated the game? And on iOS, it wouldn't have been pirated that much. It really wouldn't have. I really don't think it would have. Now it will be. People are going to try now because they're going to get pissed off like I did, and they're going to try to find a way to circumvent your DRM. Nintendo. I wish they would learn. And I feel like I'm being punished for the wrongdoings of other people. And it's not fair. I spent my money on your game. I bought it honestly. I just want to enjoy it. And now my enjoyment's going to be limited. And it'll be limited fairly often, like I just gave an example of, because of what other people do. And that's not fair. Again, Nintendo, I really like Super Mario Run, but I feel your DRM that you implemented into the game is going to hurt it, and it may turn people off to it. It really may. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section what you think about the Always Online DRM with Super Mario Run. Do you not think it's a big deal? Do you live in an area where you have 4G everywhere and Wi-Fi everywhere, so it doesn't matter to you? Or do you live in an area like I do where, sometimes Wi-Fi and especially a cellular connection can be very spotty, and it'll limit you where you can actually play Super Mario Run, and you'll be pissed off like me. Let me know how you feel about it. I'm going to read your comments, and I'm interested to see what you have to say. I'm going to head off for the evening now, guys. Have a good one.
Super Mario Run asks you to surrender some direct control of Nintendo's mascot, but what it gives you in return is a stylish, addictive platformer you can play with one hand. Slick new moves and highly replayable stages make it feel like a parkour collect-a-thon. Mario games have looked better on Nintendo's own platforms, but Super Mario Run's elegant mechanics and great level designs kept me coming back in search of hidden coins and scores to topple. The best stages of Super Mario Run keep you constantly moving forward over pitfalls, Goombas, and other hazards. Whether you're being chased by bullet bills or traversing a trap-lined castle, the 24-stage campaign captures the feel of Nintendo's 2D Mario series and offers tricky alternate paths to explore. The slower one-screen puzzle stages aren't as exhilarating by comparison, but they offer a nice change of pace, giving the campaign time to breathe. The challenging special coin runs are the real hook that kept me coming back. Nintendo found an elegant way to entice players to hunt down sets of pink, purple, or black special coins by giving each type a unique layout in each stage. A major part of the challenge is that you have to figure out the most efficient way to gather them all in a single run. If you happen to miss a hidden coin, a simple tap can put you back on track. But, in turn, you sacrifice time left to clear the stage. It's a smart risk-reward system that kept me mindful of the clock while I frantically searched for that last hidden coin. Kingdom Builder is a nice laid-back distraction compared to the campaign or the asynchronous player versus player races of Toad Rally. In it, you use the coins to rebuild your Mushroom Kingdom one home at a time. The rewards are mostly cosmetic, but also include additional characters you can use in the campaign. It isn't the main attraction, but it does provide a motivating incentive loop that ties the experience together. Super Mario Run is a joyful romp through the Mushroom Kingdom, but it's not as inventive as Nintendo's console Mario games. Nintendo's strong level designs come to the rescue by offering replayable stages, but they also feature the same 3-hit fights with Bowser and Boom Boom over and over. These encounters feel like relics from Nintendo's past, and it's a shame they're not as smart or clever as the rest of the campaign stages. Visually, Mario's mobile debut falls mostly in line with other 2D Marios. But if you stop moving long enough to notice, the flat backgrounds and simple effects look a little lifeless compared to other vibrant mobile runners, like Rayman Jungle Run, which is disappointing. On the other hand, the animations are terrific. Mario has never moved with more energy or grace in a 2D Mario game. Super Mario Run is an elegantly designed platformer with strong hooks that kept me coming back. Once I wrapped up the main campaign, the addictive replayable stages urged me to perfect my coin runs. Kingdom Builder and Toad Rally provided further motivation to keep dashing for the finish line, so I could invest those spoils in my own Mushroom Kingdom. While this isn't the best looking Super Mario game by a long shot, it successfully distills the core fun and charm of the Mario franchise into a smart, one-handed experience. For more on Super Mario Run, head on over to IGN where you can watch the entire first world or the first castle stage.
The first few levels of Super Mario Run will make any Mario fan feel right at home, with the series' polished graphics and Mario's characteristic agility present and accounted for. The game immediately feels like a winner, and you might find that it continues to be. It all depends on your willingness to revisit the same levels over and over again in search of modest rewards. To be fair, Run is the most convenient Mario game there is, with 2D level design that lives up to the series' rock-solid reputation. It's also complemented with graphics and moves that compare favorably to the refined new Super Mario Bros. Games on both DS and 3DS. With enhanced portability, however, comes a few understandable sacrifices, but Run feels like a Mario game from beginning to the end of its adventure, and the ease with which you can make Mario jump, bounce off walls, and spin attack enemies in midair with a simple tap of the screen feels great, not limiting. Rather than fight to reach the end of a level by mastering platforming, which is the easiest it's ever been for the series, your ultimate goal is to collect coins on your way to the finish line. Familiar gold coins are aplenty, but there are other, harder to reach coins in every level that require more finesse and strategic platforming than usual. As fun as Run's levels can be, they are undoubtedly short and easy, and it's not hard to finish all of them in less than 2 hours if you simply aim for the finish line. But when you choose to hunt for specific coins rather than simply enjoy the flow and excitement of platforming, Run unfortunately loses some of its magic that made it so gratifying at the start. Replaying levels then becomes somewhat of a grind. With a small selection of levels and their brief nature, you're never so far removed from a stage that your next visit feels like a trip down memory lane either. Repeatedly replaying Run's 1 minute or less stages quickly grows tiresome. But when you tire of chasing coins and replaying levels, you at least aren't left empty-handed. You still have the Kingdom Builder and Toad Rally modes to explore. With a bank full of coins, you can construct a small kingdom with houses, flowers, and other flourishes. Outfitting your slice of land is both for your personal gratification and for the populace of toads that eventually move in. But rather than attract new neighbors through fancy landscaping, you need to impress them during Toad Rally challenges by collecting as many coins as possible in the allotted time. It's a coin trial rather than a time trial. Toads come in a small variety of colors, and it's important to diversify your town as it's the only way to unlock more expensive and rare items for your kingdom. For the inherent sense of competition and the potential rewards tied to a successful Toad Rally run, these challenges become the most enjoyable excuse to continue playing Run at all. And if you manage to fill your kingdom with toads of all colors, you will eventually unlock new playable characters usable in both the main game and in Toad Rally races. Princess Peach becomes available after completing the game normally, and she comes with the usual ability to slowly float to the ground after jumping. Luigi, Yoshi, and Toadette must be earned through Toad Rally, however. But after giving Peach a fair shake, the differences between her and Mario aren't meaningful enough to reinvigorate old stages to seek out new characters. The elephant in the room is the fact that smartphones are home to numerous persistent and endless running games, many of which are excellent and free or far cheaper than the $10 you have to pay to play Run beyond the third level. Run is definitely one of the most polished examples of a mobile running game, but without an option to run endlessly through procedurally generated levels, you never get a chance to truly savor the act of platforming, the game's best aspect. And that's to say nothing of the game's always online requirement. On one hand, it's a relief should your phone lose a data connection in the middle of a level, you can still make it to the finish line, but Run will simply not start or allow you to continue if you are in a dead zone or without Wi-Fi. For a game without traditional microtransactions or open-ended online competition, this requirement is simply baffling. It's easy to fault Run for various reasons, but it's still hard to totally lose appreciation for how well it's brought the series' core gameplay to smartphones. Simple controls be damned, Run offers great platforming and that distinct Mario charm that Nintendo's perfected over the years. It's a shame to find that it's on the easy side, and bereft of a long-lasting platforming adventure. But Run is the sort of game you'll be happy to have in your pocket, and a testament to the series' refined DNA.
If you asked me about a year ago what I thought would be 2016's new Mario installment, the last thing I would have guessed is an endless runner. Super Mario Run is Nintendo's newest and first mobile game on the market. And I say first because, unlike Miitomo, it isn't some free one-week excursion. This title is indeed a fully fleshed out game, if its pricing model wasn't already an indication. You have to give Nintendo some credit for attempting to keep Super Mario Run up to the series' usual quality standard. They could have easily scrapped together some lazy infinite Mario runner where the terrain randomly generates that's free and has microtransactions. Instead, they chose to put effort into their product, and in the mobile gaming market, that's something I have to commend them for. Whether or not that turns out to be financially beneficial for the company in the long term remains to be seen. But it's an important point to bring up in a review for Super Mario Run. Despite the game's quality standard being reflected in the pricing model, the model itself is potentially one of the greatest flaws. For free, you can download a part of Super Mario Run, which is a level pack of 4 stages. If you want the full experience and amount of stages, you have to buy the full game for $9.99 US. While that might seem a little steep for a Mario mobile game, it makes sense that Super Mario Run is so expensive. Like I said before, it's a complete Nintendo game. The company probably wouldn't turn a profit if the price wasn't that high, or at least that's my conjecture. Personally, spending $10 on a mobile Mario title wasn't something I was too thrilled about. The first 4 levels seemed like enough for me to satisfy my Mario itch on the phone, and yet I did it anyways. I took the plunge. Do I still wish, in a perfect world where companies didn't have profit margins to meet or investors to please, that this was entirely free? Yes, of course. I would have felt much better about plunging into Super Mario Run if there was no paywall whatsoever. Regardless, the game itself is surprisingly good. It's not something that'll blow you out of the water with its sheer depth and quality, but for a mobile product, it's well made and entertaining. In Run Mario Super, you take control of Mario, who has been cursed to never stop running until he dies. By pressing the screen for certain lengths of time, you can make Mario jump at certain heights, which makes traversing the obstacles in your way a lot easier. See, you'd think something as stupidly simple as endlessly running would get tiresome and bland really fast. Surprisingly, that's not the case here. What I think really negates this issue is the smart level design and flashiness, for lack of a better term. All the levels are solidly structured, with each having a unique element or level theme to boot. Sometimes you'll encounter situations where you have to bounce off of Goombas to avoid bottomless pits, or these new blocks that make you go forwards or backwards when you jump. Sure, this isn't necessarily an innovation on how Mario plays. You could easily make a lot of these stages in Super Mario Maker, but again, that's not really problematic. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with the level design or concept of this mobile game. It's obvious that Super Mario Run was streamlined to make it accessible for all potential consumers, and it works. Plus, there's the added flair of Mario having these cool new jumping animations. Wow! I'm not being sarcastic here. It's interesting to see Nintendo take the extra step and animate something new specifically for this mobile game. Aside from these main levels, you can also face off against your friends to compete with how stylish you can make your run of a level. The winner is awarded more toads, which go to populating your own customizable Mushroom Kingdom and unlocking other playable characters. These playable characters come with their very own special abilities, as you'd expect, with Luigi having a higher jump and Yoshi being able to flutter, for example. So, Super Mario Run is mechanically solid and has quite a bit of content for a $10 mobile game, in my opinion. That being said, it's not perfect. As many others have noted, knowing when and how to jump takes some getting used to. Personally, I had no trouble getting into the swing of it. If you've played something like Sonic Runners, then you won't have any trouble with the controls. Though, I do have to say, there were like 2 times that I swear the game did not register my jumps. It could be my shitty broken phone, but it's worth noting nonetheless. Also, Super Mario Run's levels start to ramp up the challenge comfortably with the addition of more levels outside of the first 4 free ones. It's the sort of challenge that isn't due to bullshit unfair enemy or platform placement. Everything's laid out for you initially, and it's up to the player to decide when and how to jump. This isn't the type of game to patronize the player a whole lot either, except for the beginning, but that's not too bad. Nothing about Super Mario Run is inherently flawed. Instead, it's fleshed out and enjoyable. Nintendo did a good job making a product that's easy to get into and play whenever you... Oh, wait? You can only play it online because of piracy concerns? Come on, Nintendo, it's 2016. You have to realize that this will not stop piracy, right? You do know full well that people will exploit and be able to pirate this game in like a month, tops, right? It will happen, and hindering your user base like this is disappointing. As someone who has limited mobile data, I can't afford to play Super Mario Run online when I'm not within a Wi-Fi signal. That means I can really only play it in my room, at school, or at Starbucks. If I'm on the train, I can't play it. If I'm on the bus, I can't play it. If I have downtime anywhere else in the world without Wi-Fi, I cannot play it. This is easily the biggest issue I have with the game. While it may not be an issue for you personally, I can't be the only one who feels this way. and it does impede my overall enjoyment of the title because now I'm limited when and where I can play this game that's made for a mobile device designed specifically to be taken on the go. Boy, I sure hope the Nintendo Switch isn't like this to prevent piracy. Overall, Super Mario Run is fun. It's a good game, although it's nothing really to gush over. It's a standard, run-of-the-mill Mario installment at its very core, and depending on your perspective, that's either a tremendous boon or a huge detriment. But would I recommend you dish out $10 for the entire experience? Honestly, no. I firmly believe you can get your fix from the first 4 levels. The game's nothing extraordinary, and you could spend that money on more thrilling, engaging video game titles. If the game was like $5, I'd be more inclined to urge you to purchase it, and since I don't know if mobile games get price drops or sales, your purchasing decision is on your own. Take the critique I gave and judge it with how much you want to play the full version of Super Mario Run. Anyways, if you disagree or agree with my assessment, let me know in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching and take care. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.
What's up? It's Andre here with Katie.
What's up?
We're in Sacramento because we are going to be guests at SAC Gamers Expo this Sunday. So if you are in the Sacramento area, I hope you are coming to SAC Gamers Expo. I'll put all the details in the description so you can come check us out. We're gonna have fun there, do autographs, photos. We're gonna have a panel, just the 2 of us. You can ask us anything.
Oh, not anything.
Well,
Almost anything.
pretty much anything. But before that happens, we're already here in Sacramento, so we decided to go to the mall. Mainly because there's an Apple store here, and in case you heard from the Fallon show when Reggie Fils-Aimé showed up and Miyamoto showed up, they have a demo of Super Mario Run in the stores. So I'm gonna go and play it, and Katie's gonna go and play it. And,
I'll go play it.
Yeah, Katie's gonna play a Mario game. You know how that goes. So let's begin. All right, World 1-1. Start. Okay. So tap. Nice.
Look at it.
So just use the one hand. Ah. Nice. I think I'm missing things.
Yeah.
Let's go up. There we go. There it is. Got the challenge coin. Jump. Woo.
Can you double tap?
Oh, it's about how long you hold it. Okay. Now I'm getting it. Yeah, there we go. Take him out, Koopas. I'm gonna be up here. Getting coin. Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet. All right. Course cleared. All right, so it's first time doing it, so learning. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can do better than the next run. The next Mario run. While kicking it underground. There we go.
Oh gosh.
Up.
I'm terrible at this.
Up. Yeah. Can he get it? Yes. Whoop. And slide it back up. There it is. All right. Woo. It's cool because the Goombas, you just bounce over them if you run into them,
That's
rather than hurting you. Oh man, I missed some stuff up there. What did I miss? Slide them all. Boo, boo, boo. Oh! Oh no! I tried. Get out of the way. Oh man, I missed some goodies. Woo! Woo! Whoop! Woohoo! Whoop! Slide it down, then go back, then slide it up, get all them coins. Yeah! Slide into your DMs. Man, I keep missing all the good stuff up top though. So this could be challenging because it's like you can get through this here, but if you want to get all the woo! Woo! Oh no! Oh man! Oh, there we go. Ooh, 7. All right, 7's good. But I gotta get those challenge coins. Those things are tough. You gotta work hard to get those. This is great. Oh, dude. This is gonna... All right, Toad. I know. Toad's telling me I'm doing bad. Yeah. Super Mario. Woo! There we go. Oh, no. Go back. It's so bad that you can't go back. See, this is gonna be difficult. The replay on this is gonna be pretty strong. Up. Here we go. Up. Whoa. Whoa. Woo. Oh, I got 18 seconds. Get it. So it's like you can get through the course, but to try to get everything, like all the coins and the special stuff, you got to be able to time it just perfectly in order to get everything. So I see a lot of replay value with this. I'm digging this. I can't wait to see how it feels playing it on the phone. 20 seconds. All right, let's do it. 20 seconds. Can I get through Bowser's Castle Hangout? Whoa. Oh man, just missed it.
You just gotta get through it.
10 seconds. Oh my gosh. Go Mario, go. 7 seconds. You got this, dude. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think you'll make it, man. Oh.
Wow.
This is tough. Okay.
Don't go on those backward things. It slows you down.
Oh shoot. Something tells me I'm not gonna make this in 20 seconds.
There you go.
Go. No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. This is tough. Ah, no. All right, I give up. I'm done. Well, I guess I got some practicing to do on December 15th.
Oh gosh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing really good.
Go,
Oh my gosh.
Mario, go. Oh.
There it is.
Whee!
Bring it home. Hey! You beat a Mario level.
Oh wow, that's so fun. I did beat a Mario level.
Yes, you did.
That's the first time since my Nintendo Game Boy back in 1990.
All right, so I just got back to the hotel. Good to be able to play Super Mario Run. And I gotta say, man, Miyamoto, dude, you are just just when I think you can't think of anything new, Nintendo. Is it just a basic Mario game, but you're tapping with one finger? Absolutely. I mean, that's what the game is. But they were able to figure out a way to put some strategy in there, and it all is because of the blocks. They have blocks that can pause you while you're running. They have blocks that can make you go backwards. They have blocks that where you step on them and they actually give you a super jump forward. So this is all helpful in trying to figure out how to get all the coins or do some special moves within the stages. So you can kind of get through most of the stages, at least so far, pretty easily, pretty simple, except for that 1-4. That got crazy because it was a 20-second time limit on it. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. If you want to do all the cool stuff, like collecting all the coins, getting those challenge coins, that's when you got to figure out the right strategy of when to jump to get everything. So I could see that being really cool for replayability. I could also see it sometimes get me mad, and you know how you get mad when you're playing a Mario game and you throw your controller? I do not want to do that with my phone. I want to be in the bathroom like, no, and then slam that, face first onto the hard ground in the bathroom floor, and then all of a sudden you can't play any game on there because it's all cracked, So be careful with your games, y'all. It's going to be interesting, though, because most of the other games I play on my phone, they are what I like to call bathroom games. They're very much like, I'm not really thinking, so I'm gonna move some jewels around or move some candy around or answer some puzzles and I'm good. But this one I feel like I'm gonna have to really be attentive for. Like I'm gonna have to actually focus on playing this game to make sure I get those jumps right. So you might got me there. If you have an Apple Store near you, they have demos available for you to play at the Apple Store. And then on December 15th, it will be available on the Apple Store if you wanna get it. I'm gonna get it. Are you gonna get it? Let me know in the comments. And if you're new to this channel, please click that subscribe button and also ring that bell so you can be notified of all the future videos I make, including making a new video every day until Christmas, Vlogmas, y'all. I love it like a play custom Audi 5000 chain chompy, y'all.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? In this video, we're going to talk briefly about Super Mario Run. So, of course, the big news today is that Super Mario Run launched just a while ago, and it's available right now on the App Store for the iPad and the iPhone, so it is a universal app. And although the gameplay mechanics have been built from the outset with a touchscreen device like the iPhone in mind, it's still very tried and true Mario. You're going to notice that a lot of the familiar gameplay mechanics are still there, although the control is obviously different because there aren't any face buttons or a directional pad to control Mario. So at first glance, it may appear that the game has been dumbed down a bit, but I think that's the wrong adjective to describe the gameplay mechanics. It's actually very clever and quite challenging as well, especially if you try to do all the coin challenges. You're going to find that this takes some definite practice to get down. Now, although this is an auto runner type of game, which means that Mario constantly moves to the right automatically, there are some instances where you're going to find Mario moving to the left, or you're going to find Mario stopped, and users can exercise a fair amount of control over Mario and the gameplay mechanics in general. It's, like I said, very clever the way Nintendo has pulled this off. It's perhaps the most complex runner that I've ever played on an iOS device, because there's just so much to consider. Even though you're only using that one hand and the game sort of holds your hand along the way, both novice gamers and veterans will find this game very enjoyable, because it can get very challenging if you determine that you want to go ahead and fulfill all of the challenges and complete the game to 100%. Now, although the main meat and potatoes of Super Mario Run consist of the world tour, where you have those 6 different worlds with 4 levels on each, there are various other facets of this game, such as the rally mode or the build mode, that will serve as a good distraction as well. So let's look at the tour again briefly here. You see those 6 different worlds. There are 4 levels on each world. The free version of the game, or the game that you get when you initially download Super Mario Run, consists of just those first 3 levels, and then you get about 20 seconds of that 4th level on World 1. So let's just go into World 1-1 here. It's called Up and Over. And again, Mario starts running by himself. And really, you don't even have to touch the screen for the majority of this level, because you're going to notice that Mario just automatically runs through the level. He'll even jump over the Goombas like that, and he will proceed toward the go. Now, there will be times when you need to interact with the screen, such as right here, or when encountering certain enemies, or when encountering a ditch like that. You're going to need to jump by tapping the screen. But thankfully, the game is fairly forgiving. If you have any lives left, you'll basically go in that little bubble, and you'll go back towards the beginning of the level. You can tap the bubble or tap the screen to burst the bubble so that Mario falls out in an ideal place. And that is actually kind of handy, because if you're doing coin challenges, you can actually die on purpose so that you can go back and grab the coins that you may have missed. So you have to kind of use that to your advantage. Those lives are important. So we're going to advance toward the goal here. Again, notice how he just jumps over the Goombas. Just like that. And grab those coins. Each level has 3 coin challenges. So you have the pink coins, the purple coins, and sort of like the dark gray coins or the black coins. Coin challenges can get very challenging. Same familiar Mario music when completing the level. And you can see here on this screen how many of the different enemies you have defeated. So quite a few Goombas there that we've gotten rid of. And we can proceed. So you can just progress through each world just by tapping on the level you wish to go to. Again, this last one on 1-4 only gives you 20 seconds until you purchase the full game. And it's definitely worth it. If you're a Mario fan, $9.99 one-time purchase. They're not going to nickel and dime you with in-app purchases. There's a one-time $9.99 purchase for this game. And in my opinion, it's definitely worth it. I've only played it for about half an hour. I've gone ahead and purchased the game, unlocked the full thing, and have started progressing through it. And I have to admit, I was a little skeptical at first, especially when I first played the game, like the first level. I was like, this is kind of childish. It's kind of dumbed down. But after playing it for a while, I really learned quickly that the game is a lot more challenging than it appears on the surface here. So that $9.99 purchase price, I think, is worth it. You get all 6 worlds. And it doesn't just stop there. We'll talk about the rally and various other aspects of Super Mario Run here in a second. If you want some details on your progress, you can tap the little button at the top, the disclosure triangle, get some more details on your progress throughout the world tour. And here is your sort of main screen. You can go into the rally mode from this screen. This is called the Toad Rally. And basically, you progress through a level and you try to earn style points. And the more toads that you own, the more that will choose to live in your Mushroom Kingdom, and basically you can flesh out your kingdom by doing well on the Toad Rally. So it's sort of like a ghost race, sort of, kind of. But you can see the other player behind, and he's trying to outdo me, or I'm trying to outdo him with the various style points by doing, jumps and collecting coins. And you can see the toads cheer me on. And basically, you just keep going until the time runs out. So the time is about to run out. And then we'll tally up the results. Sergey didn't do too well. I like it because they don't make Sergey feel too bad. Alright, so you can see the Toad Rally completes. All the toads go to my kingdom. Tap next. Go back to the kingdom. And you get little rewards and things of that nature. Some fireworks. You can level up. So you build your castle up. And you can also flesh out your kingdom by doing sort of an Animal Crossing style build out. So to do so, you need to tap the build button in the bottom right hand corner, which is right here. And then you'll see various buttons to manage your kingdom. So you have put away, move, place. So things you purchase, you can place them down. And then you have the shop where you can go and actually buy stuff. So you have decorations. And each of these uses coins that you collect as you play through the world tour. So the blue heel pear, I can buy that. And I can just place it down, just like that. So again, those are the building aspects to Super Mario Run. Very limited, obviously, but nonetheless, nice to have. I'm going to boost that replayability up a little bit. There's also the gift box. Now, if you link your Nintendo ID, you're going to be able to unlock Toad right at the outset. So you don't even have to do anything. Just link your My Nintendo account, and then you will find Toad available to unlock. And when you want to use Toad, you just, for instance, go to World 1-1, tap the little refresh button there, and then choose your character. And there are various other characters that you'll be able to play as, and you can see what you need to do to unlock those characters. So Toad is very easy to do. Just link your Nintendo ID, and you're good to go. There's Toad right there in World 1-1. Another cool aspect of Super Mario Run is the ability to add friends from Twitter and Facebook. And you can do so by exiting the world tour here, getting back to your main screen, and then tapping on the friends button in the upper left hand corner. And it's going to load up all of your friends if you have any added yet. And it's going to give you suggested friends as well from your Twitter account if you choose to link that, or from Facebook if you choose to link that. And the really cool thing is that you can monitor your friends' progress. So you can see things like how many coins they've collected, the top course they've cleared, how many Toad rallies they've won, etc. So this feels like a proper Nintendo game with all the options, the sound effects, the interface even seems like something from a Nintendo console. This is very much a Nintendo game with very opinionated Nintendo design that happens to be on an iOS device. And in typical Nintendo fashion, you'll find things like bonus games. So we get to find the prize at the end. And all of this serves as a very nice distraction from the main gameplay, but again, all of this would be pointless if the game had terrible gameplay mechanics. But thankfully, Super Mario Run is a solid game in that area. The gameplay mechanics, although designed with the iPhone's touchscreen in mind, are very well thought out. And although the control mechanics are very easy to pick up and play for a novice, there's also enough depth here to keep even seasoned gamers happy and keep them challenged. I'd say it'd take more than a few hours to complete this game at 100%, just because of the coin challenges, and then you have the Toad rallies, and then you have the building aspects of Super Mario Run, not to mention any other bonus content that Nintendo may have planned for us down the line. But the point is that this game is a one-time $9.99 purchase right from the outset. There are no additional in-app purchases, so it's a one-time fee, and that nets you a bona fide Mario game, which is something that you can't really say about any other Mario game before. This has to be one of the cheapest brand new Mario games that has ever launched, if not the cheapest, and that in itself is significant. So ladies and gentlemen, again, I have just briefly touched on some of the actual gameplay of Super Mario Run. I'm only about 30 minutes in, and I'm still learning the various mechanics, but I can tell you right now that I am sold, and I can see myself enjoying this game for quite a few hours into the future. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. This is Jeff, 9to5Mac.
Hello IGN, my name is Jose Otero, and this is our Rewind Theater of Super Mario Run, and the thing we really want to talk about is right here. Nintendo finally gave us a better look at what is Kingdom Builder. It is one of 3 modes in Super Mario Run, which is available on the App Store December 15th. Nintendo is charging $9.99 in the US. Check your local listings, but this is a mode that you're going to be able to build over time as you play the game. You'll basically acquire coins and buy these houses, these warp pipes, and these things to sort of build your own little kingdom. Now, big question for me is, does it scroll left or right? Is there more to it than just these slots? But we're also going to break down like the UI and how some of this works as we go through it. But let's start at the beginning. Let's rewind. So, Super Mario Run is Nintendo's first iOS game, first mobile game starring Mario. This looks like, first of all, what I remember of the first level of the game, which I believe I've played. There was a demonstration back when the game was first unveiled at the App Store, at Apple's September conference. Here you're just getting a quick lay of the land. These are the general Mario rules. You'll see that at the bottom portion of the screen you have sort of the shrubbery there, and that's your sort of convenient space to tap. The game is meant to be played with one hand, and it follows the same rules. So in the background, you're seeing the background stage from Acorn Plains, which was first shown, I believe, in New Super Mario Bros. U. And you'll see here that Mario is more acrobatic than ever in this game. It's sort of a surprising twist. We grew up all believing that the minute Mario runs into an enemy, he will take a hit, whereas here you'll see him vault over and sort of style and show off. Last quick thing I do want to point out is it was a little further back. These arrow coins that he runs by, or these arrow signs that he runs by, as he runs into them, you'll see coin paths unlock, and that's part of the scoring element of the game as you try to sort of find your route and get all the red coins and etc. So this is an underground stage. You remember it. Mario can wall jump. Quick little thing here is, I think this is the first time in a 2D Mario game in a while, if ever, Mario grabs the ledge because he didn't make it all the way to the top, and then he instantly sort of takes off. Now, the reason that seems to be automatic is because on every other part of this jump, you're seeing the finger at the bottom tap to demonstrate it. Now, this was either a mistake or he'll just automatically vault over. One of the other things he'll automatically do is if he ends up facing the other direction to his left, he immediately wants to go right, and there's a lot of levels based around you figuring out the tricks to sort of get him to get the thing you want if his instinct is to run the other way. Here you're seeing a quick example of, first of all, death in this game. Clearly he misses the jump using those special blocks, but you'll notice up here at the top in the UI, you have 2 bubbles basically per stage, seems to be the story. And when he pops that bubble, when he gets revived, he uses one of them clearly. But you're also seeing an example here of some of the special blocks they have in the game. Let's just go to when he revives real quick. You'll see the double arrow there indicating that he's going to jump or run faster is presumably what's happening there. You've seen a similar mechanic in Mario Maker or in previous Mario games, but he takes off, he makes the jump. This is the first example I think they've shown of the Ghost House. I'm not entirely sure, but you got a few other sort of special blocks here. You see the blocks where he can carry and sort of like, carry himself across, similar to like, an old Donkey Kong Jr. mechanic. And the interesting thing with this is once he's attached, he'll travel forward. If you tap, he will jump down. It's still unclear to me how you're going to get into those doors. Like, are you supposed to tap them as you get close to them once you pick one? Because there's no way to stop. You'll see an example of stopping actually right here. So that block where he's coming from, let me just rewind that a little. He just took off. But whenever Mario comes up to one of these blocks, this is another example of special blocks, he will stop. And this is a smart example of where you would end up using this. Sort of, hey, there's a hazard ahead, or you have to watch your timing because these fireballs are coming out of the lava. You've seen this before in regular Mario games, but you didn't have to deal with the fact that he was moving forward. Although there were some stages that the stage obviously auto-scrolled. So here he'll stop, and he'll move from that block if you tap the screen. But you got your little Bowser intro here, and this is all very classic in the spirit of Nintendo. So here we are, Kingdom Builder. This is the one that we want to talk about. So big thing first is just that they go into the build mechanic. You see the warp pipes at the bottom to get back to Tour or Rally, the two other modes of the game. This is where you're going to be investing the coins that you get from the main portion of the game. Now, the UI at the top, you got your Rally tickets at the left. You've got your... So that Toad icon, I want to assume is population or a score tied to how good your population is doing. I'm not entirely sure. There are 2,000 toads in this kingdom. But there is a drop down, and I'm not sure what else is there because they never tap it in this video. You've got your coins all the way to the right, and you've got a menu at the bottom left, but they never jump into that either. So here you're going to see they go into the build mode. You have move, place, obviously shop. Interesting thing is you'll be spending coins in the shop on items that you'll put here, but it's still unclear how progress in the shop is tied. So right now they're just shuffling through the inventory of items they've already bought. They didn't show the shop here. If you do go to SuperMarioRun.com, they show a brief screenshot of, hey, items have arrived today. But the big question is, do those items rotate in like Miitomo, where every week or every day there's something new there? Or is this tied to your progress in the main game? So World Tour Mode has 24 levels for you to play across 6 worlds, I believe. And so it turns into, hey, which one is it? I'm not entirely sure. Nintendo says there are 100 items to choose from. Here's an example of placing one. I paused it here just to show you how many slots they have to work with. I'm hoping there's more to this because this seems really small compared to what I imagined, building your kingdom would be, but it's still very unclear. This is all Nintendo has pretty much shown at the moment. But maybe it is instead not a big space, but a space where you're going to get bigger and better items as you continue to check the store and make progress. So here they're laying down final stairs. They lay down a goalpost. You see one of the trees where the Super Acorn drops. You see several Toad houses. Now, I really need to point this out. Those rally tickets you see at the top, so there's a couple ways you can get those. You need them for the last mode in the game, but the interesting thing is that rally tickets, this is according to Nintendo's website, in order to play Toad Rally, you will need rally tickets that you can acquire in a variety of ways, such as clearing worlds, which makes sense, or through bonus games in your kingdom. Well, wait a minute. What bonus games? What kind of bonus games? That is really unclear at the moment. We know we have Toad houses, so the safe bet could be that you'll be playing a minigame at some of these Toad houses. Now, will they be different minigames per house? Will they all be the same? If you think back to even the first introduction of the Toad House, which I believe was Super Mario Bros. 3, you got an item there, or sometimes you had like those panels that you'd visit and you'd have to play a game there. So you're able to get rally tickets through that as well. Nintendo has not shown what through bonus games in your kingdom means. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of this, maybe I'm not. We'll find out when the game comes out on December 15th. So here you have a quick example of Toad Rally. This is a competitive mode where you're going to be able to race against your friends. Nintendo has said that your Miitomo friends will be your Mario Run friends. So if you're already using Miitomo, you can basically bring that over probably through Nintendo account, presumably. Big question is, and I think they've answered this, is that you'll probably be able to also just add your own friends if you're not dealing with Miitomo or you've never played Miitomo. So you choose an opponent. There are these conflicting scores I told you about. I don't think she has 15 100 Toads in her town, but we'll see. But Shelly versus one of her Japanese friends. You see a rally ticket get consumed here. The face-off starts. Last thing to quickly point out is that there is an expected audience, expected crowd, and so far it just says 1 Toad. Not sure what the story is there, if that represents actually 1 or, is it a visual marker to represent there's up to 10 who can show up. But as this race plays out, and you'll see it's you against a cardboard cutout of Mario, which is very cute / clever, you'll see an audience of Toads building. And when this star gets grabbed, a coin rush gets set off, and you just see coins dropping out of everywhere. It is get rich or die trying here in Super Mario Run, which was a similar idea to some extent that you saw in New Super Mario Bros. 2. Really quick there, also as he grabbed coins, that meter filled up. Not sure if that's similar to a mechanic Nintendo introduced in Super Mario Bros. U, where there was speed attached to like this combo chain you had to build in that game. I don't think that's the story here because the screen doesn't seem to go faster. Regardless, Toadette will declare a winner. It was 814 to 782 clearly, and you see her Toads are really happy. And a portion of the other player's Toads, the loser, will go to the winner. But yeah, that's the rewind. This is coming December 15th. It is $10 on the US App Store. Check your local listing to find out how much it is in your territory if it's not in the US. Nintendo says it's launching in 151 countries. And for everything Nintendo, you're already in the right place right here at IGN.